information for you. But let me start off by saying, make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you like the content that I'm giving you, make sure you hit the like button. Also, everything that I say on this show is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Did you hear that? Entertainment purposes only. So use it and apply it however you will. Um, so let's get right into the show today, okay? Honey, how many of y'all have seen Married to Medicine this season? I mean, I think it's going to be a good show. They've shaken up the cast a little bit. They brought in Dr. G, which Dr. Gregory Lunsford. He was on the show a few years back. He was married to Quad, and everybody knows of Quad. If you don't, honey, where you been? Where you been? Quad is a young lady that is on the show, and as I stated, her and Dr. G were married at one point, and they divorced. They divorced some years back. He left the show, and I guess because the divorce was kind of, it wasn't that pretty, but he decided to come back in this year. Or should I say this season? And when he came back in this season, honey, he did not come by himself. No, he did not. He brought his new boo. His new boo, Letitia. Letitia, aka Sweet Tea. That's what they call her. I believe she's from Texas, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, Sweet Tea is a young lady that when the show initially started recording, that was his fiance. I believe now they've gotten married since the, initial recording of the show. But at this time, at the point of the show, that was his fiance. And, she's young because Quad was younger than him. But this young lady is 32 years old, and he's like 56, honey. He like them young. And that's the reason why I'm kind of talking about the episode that I saw last weekend, because I'm like, now, Dr. G, you know what you just went through with Quad. The divorce was ugly. You just kind of getting back on your feet, and now you bring back this young tenderoni, 32-year-old Sweet Tea. Now, well, they call her Sweet Tea. Her name is Letitia. Now, I don't have a problem with that. I don't care what people want to do and how they do it and how they want to do it. But this is what I'm saying. Bravo knew exactly what they were doing when they brought Dr. G back and his new boo thing. The reason I say that, I feel as if they wanted to shake the show up a little bit. They wanted to flip the tables, and they wanted to throw some wine around. The reason I say that, because I heard Quad speaking about it, and she had no idea that Dr. G was coming back on the show with his new boo thing. Now, Quad, one of those young ladies, even if it bothers her, she's going to take it in stride. She's going to make it do what it has to do. And that is what she's doing. I think she's going to kind of show up this weekend at the bridal shower or something, but we got to stay tuned for that. But I said, I don't know. I felt as if, well, at least Quad said she didn't know. And I felt as if even if Bravo was trying to shake it up a little bit, they should have let Quad know that Dr. G was coming in with his new fiance. Now, by no means do I think that if there's a comparison outside of them both being young. The reason I say that is because their personalities are slightly different. They both like nice things. I would say that, and they both kind of, they like to, what should I say, the whole money of it all. Quad is a nice looking young lady, and she liked really nice things. This young girl looks like she's a little wet behind the ears right now, but I know she's gonna like all the housewives on any show. When they first come into the whole reality TV thing, the first year they're wet behind the ears, honey. The second year it's a breakout year for them. And I see her doing the same thing. I feel like Letitia in a year, she's going to come out, because she's actually coming out of her shell now. Now, she's what they call a millennial, because she's in her 30s. And she's in that generation that everything is internet, everything, nothing's paper. Strictly everything, they just do things totally different from the old school days. Now, Dr. G is, like I said, he is 56. So that does make him a little old school. Doesn't make him old, no, by no means. It just makes him a little old school, a little mature. You know what I'm saying? So I just constantly think, I'm like, I'm going to deviate a little bit from just the show itself because I want to know a 56-year-old with a 32-year-old. She was 31, I think, when she came on the show. Now she's probably had a birthday. She's 32. What is it that they can truly, truly have in common other than sex? I mean, come on. We understand an older man, younger woman. Okay, that's played out. We know how that goes. That's going to be always have been, like older women like younger men sometimes. So that goes both ways. But when you think about conversation wise, I mean, I feel like in order for a relationship to work, it has to have a little deeper substance than just the sex part of it. And she, when she met him, she said clearly, she told the group. Now, you can tell she's young. You can tell she's young because she's very honest with her emotions and what she feels. The group was asking her some questions. How do you like being engaged to a doctor? And she said basically she had more access to the money. She was getting access to the dinero. And so that's one of the caveats that she loves about being engaged to a doctor. Now, the group looked at her because these are professional women. So, they all had their own little look looking at her like, okay, Phaedra made a comment that her gold digger meter was going off or something like that. So they all looking at her, but she told her truth. She got access to the coins, baby. She's a fiance. She got access to the coins. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it. She know what she wants and who's gonna want to date a man who ain't helping them out and giving them a few dollars. But she clearly said she has access to the coins. Now, it has been since said that Letitia put out that when she kind of approached Dr. G, because these young women, honey, they don't wait for you to come to them. They go straight after what they want. And you know what? I ain't mad at them. I ain't mad at them. But she went in slid in his DM and she told him at the time, I can give you what you want. She clearly says she told him, I can give you what you want. And what she meant was want, but she said, I can give you what you want. She meant want. But she had a baby emoji, a picture of a baby emoji there. Now, the reason she went there is because he's always wanted a baby with Kawhi. Kawhi wasn't trying to have no kids in her life at that time. So she was clear about it. Her relationship was not where she wanted it to be. And she was not going to be having no baby with a man she probably wasn't going to even be with. And she was smart with that. Okay, and she's still young enough to have a child if she decides to have one of her own. I think she's raising her brother's son, last I saw, but she didn't want one from her at that time husband, Dr. G. So the young lady that he's, I think, since married, but at the time was his fiance, slid into his DM and said, I can give you what you want, honey, and had the baby emoji. Well, it kind of came out later on, I guess, because she's young and she was kind of trying to bond with some of the ladies, and she reached out and told them that I guess she was having some issues, feminine issues, female issues, I should say. And she wanted to know if one of the ladies who were the OB-GYNs, if they could probably help her and give her some insight and let her know, see her and help her know how to deal with it. I guess she was having some female issues, monthly female issues. And Heavenly out there now. I don't know if she came to Heavenly or it kind of trickled down to Heavenly, but I think Heavenly said she was trying to find out, you think one of them can help her? And Dr. Simone, who's also a GYN, referred her to a lady outside the group. So when they were asking her all these questions, it kind of came up, hey, why didn't you refer her to Dr. Jackie? We all know Dr. Jackie be about her business, honey. She be making her coins, but she's about her business. So Dr. Heavenly, with her little saucy self, she just asked the question as she said, because I heard her speaking with Carlos King. I think he's one of the producers of the show. And he wanted to know, I guess, hey, what was going on? And she basically was, proving her point and said, hey, I was not trying to down, the young lady. She wasn't trying to down her, Letitia, by saying, hey, because she has fibroids, because it came out that she kind of has fibroids and she has issues, female issues, but Heavenly, as outspoken as she is, made the statement that she should have been referred to Dr. Jackie. And so that was a little disagreement why Simone didn't refer her to Dr. Jackie, which is supposed to be her best friend. And, was a little big thing made out of that. Well, when Dr. Heavenly was kind of explaining things to Carlos as to why she, put that out there. She was just saying that she felt that because if anybody was going to help her with a female issue, it would be Dr. Jackie. And she felt like Dr. Jackie should have been the one Simone should have referred the girl to, Letitia to. So that kind of went on for a minute. They went past it because Letitia was a little overwhelmed with what's going on now between her and Dr. Gregory. I'm like, Lord, child, already y'all having issues. She feel like he's not helping her with the wedding and da 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 da. Things that matter to women. Most time, a lot of times, don't matter to the men, honey. And Dr. Simone said you should have married a woman if you wanted someone to help you with a wedding. Basically, a man that's in his career and about making that money and probably trying to pay for this wedding don't have time to be. He's trying to pay for it. He don't have time to pay for it and help with it too. So they kind of dealt with that and they went on la 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 la. So back to Dr. Heavenly. She talking to Carlos and she was saying that she, even though she's 52 years old, she basically has a better chance of getting pregnant than Letitia. And I'm like, wow, why would you say that? But she was saying she was just being honest because when you have female issues, especially fibroids and problems with stuff like that, that it's more difficult for you to get pregnant. And we all know it is. Some people can get pregnant. It makes it difficult for the baby to grow and for you to remain pregnant. They lose the baby sometimes. But I don't always agree with that because I feel like God has the last word, even though that's the big reality of it all. Because if you look at the young lady that on Bell Collective, I don't know if y'all ever heard of that particular show. It's a show about 5 entrepreneurs. They call themselves Southern Bells, but they're it's filmed out of Jackson, Mississippi. And one of the young ladies on that particular show, Tambra, she is a DJ on that show, and she's real flashy and had a very big personality. Well, she just found out she was pregnant, and she had over, don't quote me the exact number, but it was like over 30 something, 36, 32 fibroids removed. And she got pregnant. She did not expect it, but she is a high risk pregnancy. She has to be watched very, very closely. But like I said again, God has the last word. So I know Heavenly wasn't saying she could not get pregnant, but she was saying her chances of getting pregnant was very, very slim because of these female issues. And I think sometimes as women, and even though I love Dr. Heavenly because she's just outspoken and she's from Florida, which is my town too. I'm strictly from the state of Florida. Yes, Dr. Heavenly. But I understood what she's saying. But I think, and we all know Dr. Heavenly, she's going to say how she feel. So we all expect that. We don't expect nothing less from Dr. Heavenly, okay? But I think when you're talking about sensitive issues like that, you kind of have to, do a little white glove with it. You kind of have to consider people's feelings because this is a young woman. This is a new environment. And I know they got to be as direct as possible because, honey, they got to stay relevant on these shows too. But I thought that was a little bit much. Because nobody knows, she could get pregnant next week, who knows? So I thought that was a little bit extra, Dr. Heavenly, when she said that. But I get what she was saying. She was just saying it like it was, that she is a high risk pregnancy. And I guess the reason she said that is because that was one of the things that Letitia said to Dr. G, I can give you what you want. I can give you what you want. And she was talking about a baby. When in actuality, that's not all the way true. That's not all the way true because we don't know how difficult it's going to be for her to get pregnant. And even if she gets pregnant, her staying pregnant. But I wish them well in that essence because, that is a sensitive topic, honey. And I wish her well on that. But back to Dr. G, 56-year-old Dr. G. Outside of baby, of course, which is major to a man of his age. I know as I'm assuming he doesn't have any children at this point. He wants a child. So, of course, they can have a conversation about that. And, of course, the sex might be good now. What else do you have that's going to be substance? I don't understand. Like, we'll talk about this a lot more deeper in another time. I'm do a little show about it. But when a man is that much older than a woman, or a woman is that much older than man. That's like me dating my son. What can y'all have in common? Like, what conversations are we gonna have other than getting it in when we can get it in? So I don't know. I think those type of relationships, they go in with it's just like a lot of other relationships, but certain things in relationships, once all the hoopla dies down, now we got to make this relationship thing work. And it's more than the sex, and it's more than the baby. We got to be able to, and I guess all relationships have to have you got to work on them. I mean, I've been married 36 years. I'm sorry, 30 years, not 36, 30 years. And it's work. It's a difficult job. So all marriages require that work, right? But it's like when you have that much of a difference, I mean, there's a difference in my age and my husband's age as well, but not that much of a difference. You talking 31 and you talking 56. That's huge. That's huge. So I don't know. I think not to mention, like, hopefully he can satisfy her, I guess, and hopefully she can satisfy him, because if you don't have some sort of mental connection, the sex ain't gonna be good. It ain't gonna be good, because he gonna be looking at you crazy when you start spending too much money. So I don't know. We're gonna have to stay tuned and keep our eyes on them, honey. But bravo. Good job. You wanted to make the drinks fly and the tables flip. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen this season, honey. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. But I'm just gonna be quick, and I don't know. Tasha K. Tasha K. Tasha K. Tasha K. Tasha K is being sued allegedly by R. Kelly, because it's been out there in the internet world that she had paid a guard to get access to some confidential information that nobody should have had access to. And this guard accessed the information, and she paid for it. Allegedly. And this is supposed to have been privileged information. And R. Kelly said, hold up, wait a minute. This impacted my case. So his attorney has, and this is a federal situation going on. So it's a crime. This ain't this not this case like she had with Cardi B. This is like criminal. This is criminal. So I don't know, Tasha K. Tasha K gonna have to change her career. Then she had gotten a fight at a club with this other guy. It's like people coming left and right for her. And I hate that, because she's good at what she does. She's good. She's really good. But you have to do things a certain way, because people will come at you. Now, I get it. If R. Kelly feels that a guard, some sort of way he's gotten this information, somebody ain't keep their mouth shut. I know Tasha was coming. She was covering this story with R. Kelly heavy, and she was getting some good clicks and had good solid information back then when he was locked, when everything was going down. She was really keeping us a lot in the loop outside of that documentary, honey. So I'm telling you, but they filed the actually charges against her in Chicago in federal court on Monday. This Monday gone, the 13th, I think is what it was. His lawyer, he has a whole firm behind him. I forgot to take notes who the firm was, but he had a whole firm behind him. And his particular lawyer, they coming for Tasha, allegedly, because they said, well, it's not really allegedly if they actually filed the case in Chicago federal court, but they're alleging that she did this. Now they're saying that she didn't have the guard go break in. I heard that too. She didn't actually tell him to go break in, but she did pay him for some of the information, and it was supposed to be privileged. Now, I don't know about that. Now, if somebody got some information and your job is to report, I don't know if it's supposed to be privileged, and the courts and stuff is not keeping stuff locked up and protected. Is it really Tasha's fault? Is it really her fault? She's doing her job. You know what I'm saying? But what I am saying, just the process and the whole vibe of having to now defend yourself. That's what I'm talking about. It gets old and ugly when people keep coming at you left and right. You try to get your coins up, and next thing you know, you got to, attorneys are expensive. Attorneys are expensive. They're not cheap. So I don't know. Tasha K gonna be like, I'm finna change careers. She might need a new job. Because right now it seems like she got a target on her forehead, on her back, on her front, everywhere. Everywhere she goes, somebody trying to come after her. But like I said, she had to fight with the guy in the club, and that was something. Everybody have cameras. They gonna record every single thing, honey. And I saw a little clip of that. I don't know what that was about. I don't know if it was self-defense. I don't know what she was doing, but I did see it going down. So, Florida Florida girls don't take no mess. So something he had to do to probably make her very angry and upset. But honey, anyway, I just want to come and say hello, hello. And I'm getting ready to leave y'all, and I'll be back in a couple days. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out.